Hello. Today's third day out from Ocean City, and yesterday was kind of foobar. The forecast originally had a low pressure coming off the coast of North Carolina and being a bit offshore. We were going to stay to the west of it in order to catch the counterclockwise circulation south. There was going to be a north and a west wind. Well, the low stayed closer to shore and slowed down, I guess, and so we on Tuesday morning were like off the Outer Banks and decided to basically hold position. So it was flowing close to 20, 18 to 20, and confused seas. So it was an uncomfortable day yesterday.
We could have been anchored.
In retrospect, we could have stopped in Norfolk area and anchored for Tuesday, and that would have been nice. Today turned out to be much calmer than the forecast. The forecast was for 20 knots, and we started the morning in a 15, and it decreased, and most of the day it was around 10 to 12, which was a nice sail. And now we turn the motor on at around dinner time. We're motor sailing now. Still heading south. We're off the coast of Cape Hatteras now, and we will be turning 90 degrees left to cross the Gulf Stream in a few hours.
And are we over the continental shelf yet?
Very close to it. Not quite yet. We're still in 130 feet of water, and that'll drop off to thousands in a few hours. Yeah. Avery, what have you been up to?
Oh, I'm reading.
Yeah, Avery's been reading for hours. She got sick yesterday, even though she was on Dramamine. Yeah, you threw up. The nice thing about a boat, you can just take a bucket of water and wash it down. It's relatively easy to clean up. So yeah, it's calm right now. We are waiting for a forecasted, I think it's a southwesterly that's supposed to fill in tonight. And hopefully that will come, because that will give us like a broad reach towards St. Martin, beam reach towards St. Martin.
Oh, and we don't have to wear our life jackets because we're technically not in the U.S. anymore.
That's right. It's interesting, off the coast here near Norfolk in North Carolina, there are tons of warships. You're always hearing chatter on the radio from them to stay away, and there are lots of F-18 flyovers. That's cool. I don't like that. Anyway, see a lot of those out there. Hi.
You used to work for me, right?
I used to work for an electric boat. We built submarines. Yeah, we built submarines for the Navy. So I worked pretty closely with the Navy for a while. Hasta la pasta. Bye.
Bye.
So we are about to drop off the continental shelf at Hatteras, Hatteras Canyon. And big depth change, and so I put out fishing line. I don't know how to fish, so this is kind of my first attempt at this.
Second.
Well, yeah, you're right. It's our second. We lost the lure on the first attempt because I don't know how to tie a knot. Monofilament slippery. This time, hopefully, it'll work better.
You look tired.
Also, this lure is a squid, and the squid doesn't pull as hard. We put out a fish with a like a spoonbill, so it dives and swims. I don't know what they call it, and it really pulled hard on the line and shook around, and my knot came undone. But we have it out, I don't know, maybe a boat length and a half, 2 boat lengths behind us. I put a clip on here, so if something bites, hopefully it'll pull that off. And then the reel, I drilled a hole in because I couldn't figure out how to secure it to the boat without it being able to spin off more line. So now it's just got a little hole on it, and I have it tied to the boat. So maybe we'll catch a big tuna.
Daddy,
Have some sushi.
Whoa. Wait, we can't have sushi though.
How you guys feeling now?
Sick.
You're still sick?
I feel good, and I
You stopped your Dramamine though, right, Julia?
Can I read my favorite one to them?
It's nice and calm.
Daddy, can I read my favorite one
Well,
to them?
hold on. Let me talk to you guys first and about sailing. So we crossed the Gulf Stream, right? Look at the blue water. I don't know how well that shows up on camera, but it's definitely different than on the other side. So the water temperature, Julia, do you remember what it was yesterday before we went across?
76.
76. When we were in the crossing, I checked it was at 83.
Oh my god, that's the same temperature as Corinth's pool.
Yeah. So now we have about 7 knots of wind on our beam. And we're just cruising along, doing 5.5. Smooth sailing.
Can I read it now?
And Avery's going to read you a book. All right.
This is my favorite book. It's called Bed in the Summer. In winter, I get up at night and dress by yellow candlelight. In summer, quite the other way, I have to go to bed by day. I have to go to bed and see the birds still hopping on the tree, or hear the grown-up people's feet still going past me on in the street. And does it not seem hard to you when all the sky is clear and blue, and I should like so much to play to have to go to bed by day?
Yeah, very good.
That's my favorite one.
All right.
I got the picture.
All right, very nice. So this morning when I turned the engine off crossing the Gulf Stream, the water pump was running full blast and there was no water in the tank, and so we finally found a leak after digging down in there. The water heater, which is hot since the engine was running and it's not running again. Yeah. That old white hose is the culprit. I'm going to actually see if I can just pull it and refasten it. Anyway, we've had some engine issues. Overnight the engine overheated. Not exactly sure why, but we we idled it down and then put it in neutral. And I think it might have had something blocking the strainer on the hull. After we did that, it seemed to work fine. Alright, but now I gotta replace hoses. Rain squall. What are we, day 5 here? Out at sea. We're like halfway in between Bermuda and like South Carolina, Georgia, whatever lines up. Same latitude as Bermuda right now. Nice little rainbow with this rain squall. Wash the salt off the boat. Almost done. Everybody's huddled up under the Dodger. We took showers today. We could have just showered now in the rain. Alright, we just furled up the Genoa all the way and we are going to do a cutter sail change. We're changing to a cutter sail. So the water sagas continue. If you remember when we left Ocean City, we left late because we ran out of water, and we thought, yeah, probably just overused it. But then when we crossed the Gulf Stream, we had a leak. We found that, you know, when we shut the engine down, we heard the water pressure pump running, and we found a blown hose. So it was right at the fitting. I just cut off a few inches, was able to pull the hose and reconnect it. No big deal, other than all the crap in the way to get to it. But we ran the engine again for the first time in about a week, and we had just made water today, so we had a full tank. And we found our bilge full of water and the tank empty again. And it seems the only thing that is, you know, similar or common between the two systems is the hot water exchanger in the hot water tank. What we're gonna do is just, you know, connect the two engine hoses in and out together and disconnect it from the hot water heater, and do the same for the domestic side. You know, disconnect it from the hot water heater and just connect the two hoses together, and basically take the hot water heater out of service.
I got the hot water hoses from the engine looped together. Got the domestic hoses here connected together. Hot water heater detached.
So everything should work. The water maker though has been key. I mean, if we had tanks and we're relying on tanks, we would be out of wet water. We would have to be only drinking like juice and stuff that we brought along, and that probably wouldn't last the 12 days or so. Now with the spinnaker up, we're doing a solid 5.5, 6. So what are you guys up to today?
We're doing a play where we are singing. Yeah, I wrote a script.
Oh wow, you guys making a play from scratch. And Julia, you're feeling better, I see, right?
Yeah.
Even though today was a little bit rolly. You guys having fun?
Yeah.
And you, Liz, how about you? I don't want to forget about the most important person on board, the Admiral, the Admirable. Are you doing good?
I'm doing good.
You love flying the spinnaker, I know, don't you?
Yeah, it's always interesting.
Interesting.
What else? We've had some mechanical issues other than the water problem and the overheating engine, which I think was related to the water problem. And then we've had, I think the belt has gotten old and stretched in here. We've had this problem before where the clutch won't stay engaged now, and it occasionally skips. So we were using a piece of tape. The rubber band seems to be working much better. Yes, thank you, Avery, for the rubber band out of your book. So, you know, oh, we caught some fish. We have some film of that.
We got a mahi, but we put him back.
Yeah, why did we put a mahi back though?
Because he was a baby and you need the fish to grow up and have babies, so there's
Yeah, you know, we wanted to keep a sustainable fishing attitude. But it was pretty cool. We also caught a bird.
Yeah.
That wasn't so good. He got away before we got into the boat. Yeah, he should be fine.
And there was another kind of bird and he dove for it, but he missed.
Yeah, the birds liked the green and yellow lures, and the fish liked the red and black squid. So
We lost that one.
yeah, we lost that lure. So we're now down 2 lures, but you know, that's how things go. I think the line broke on that one. All these cumulus clouds around, but we haven't gotten a shower yet. Knock on wood, not today. Yeah, we
Last night.
finally got the
No, in the background, actually,
weather facts working with the shortwave radio yesterday. That worked out well, so we got weather maps. I also was able to reach the Fast Seas subscription and get updated routing. So happy about that. It's kind of cool that we're in the middle of nowhere, hundreds of miles from land, and I can get weather reports and routing information right up to date for very little money when it comes down to it. beautiful.
Yeah, I
Very
like.
nice.
My favorite color is like a neon pinkish red. I like neon.
Julia's been feeling better for a couple days. You're enjoying the trip a lot more now.
Yeah.
That's kind of why we decided not to go to Bermuda. If we went to Julia gets seasick, and it took you what 5 days to get over, right? So if we went to Bermuda, which is a 5-day trip, she would have been sick the whole time.
Because yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh, you were sick for 6 days,
Yeah,
yeah.
5.5.
So, and it would have been like a 10-day trip from Bermuda to St. Martin, and you would have been sick for almost all of that except for the last 4. So this way, it's a little longer at sea, but you're gonna be sick less.
Yeah.
Instead of 12 days of sickness, only 6.
What?
If we went to Bermuda, it would have been like 11 or 11 days, 12 days. You would have got sick on 2 different trips. It would have been 2 trips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
So we've had good star watching. So every night the skies are clear and we're able to see lots of stars. And it's really pretty. You don't get to see these types of stars when you're near land.
well, it's weird because the weather is like this all the time. You can see there's clouds around, and there's rain coming out of that cloud, but yet above us is perfectly clear. So it's at night you get these lightning shows. Off in the distance, you can see lightning all around. Well, often. And then you can look straight up and there's just beautiful clear sky. So it's really nice. And what else? Last night we could see the Milky Way, which you can pretty much never see on land unless you're really out there in the woods or something. And you could see it from horizon to horizon, that cloudy, Milky Way.
We stuck our heads up through that. We that we stood. Well, I stood here, and then I looked up, and then I said you could see like kind of half of it because it was like kind of like a rainbow, but it wasn't the full thing.
Yeah.
And do you know what that is, Avery, that you're seeing, that cloud?
Milky Way.
Do you know what the Milky Way is? It's the galaxy we're in.
There's a bunch
Earth?
of galaxies in the universe.
The Earth is in a solar system that goes around our sun.
And then there's
then our
solar
sun,
systems in the galaxy.
right? And that's a spiral galaxy.
And then there's galaxies in the universe.
Right. And because the spiral galaxy is it's flat and spins around, and we're in that flat disk, right? So when you see the Milky Way, you're looking at the flat disk along it like this instead of like this. So when you see that milkiness, you're looking through all the stars in the galaxy. Happy 4th of July. It's the 4th of July for us. I know for you guys out there, it's not the 4th of July, but
What? Yeah, it is. It's
They're
July 4th.
They'll see the video later.
they're gonna see this video probably weeks from now. Some people might see it years from now. Who knows? Once you put things up on the internet, they're there forever, right? Finally got the trade winds. Yesterday was a little frustrating with the wind because we are switching from actually for the last 2 days we've had really calm weather and fluky winds, switching from like a westerly, and now we finally got an easterly or southeasterly, and we are close hauled making our way straight towards St. Martin now, probably around 300 miles, a little over that.
We broke our furling line in the middle of the night, so our Genoa was not reefed, and luckily at that
It went
point,
from being reefed to not being reefed.
yes. So
Instantly.
luckily,
What are you guys doing?
We're putting on the plate thingies.
Yeah? We're doing some glow sticks for the 4th of July.
instead of fireworks, we got red, white, blue ones.
We had a
Red, white,
sort of an American barbecue dinner with sausage, onion, and peppers, and coleslaw.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's good. It's making good time now.
We're about 300 miles from St. Martin.
Camera, dude. All right, well, I guess that's it. Nothing to say, girls. You're just worried about your braces, huh?
Happy
All right,
4th of
this is our last full day
July.
sailing, isn't it? We're gonna get to St. Martin tomorrow.
My birthday was yesterday.
Yeah. What'd you do special for your birthday?
Julia hung up a poster and she gave me a card, and then you made me a cake,
Yeah.
like a pancake cake. It
Is a
looked
cake.
like a pancake. And then after dinner, for dinner we had salmon which I really like salmon, and then we had pasta.
All right.
And then after dinner we had a cookie like that was filled with peanut butter.
And Nutella on top.
And then we had
with
Nutella, and then we put
sprinkles.
purple sprinkles.
How about Julia? What do you think about the trip so far in the last day? How are you glad it's going to be over in a day, or do you want to stay out here longer?
I want to get on land. I only really enjoyed like 3/4 or 2/3 of the trip because I was throwing up for a while. But then since I distracted her, I'm not sick.
Nothing more to say. St. Martin tomorrow morning. I'm excited to get there. It would be nice to have completed a big, I don't know, like it's a big accomplishment. Buying this boat for this purpose 5 years ago, refitting it and everything, and finally making a real blue water passage. So, done it and done. Well, not yet. I shouldn't jinx myself. All right. Hey, we are now anchored in St. Martin. I don't think we did a vlog since we got here. We got here yesterday morning early. It was a pretty hectic sail coming in. Definitely our worst night. It was high 20s, gusting into the 30s. Our auto helm crapped out, so we ended up hand steering the last like 12 hours. But we made it here, so it's all safe, all good. Sunset here looks pretty nice.
Next time in sailing Diablo,
We are preparing for Tropical Storm Beryl.
It's Daddy's birthday.
It's all good,
Can we
man.
go swimming now?
I think we can. Let's go swimming.